Hello everybody. This is going to be a deck tech for the Bant Ally Mill deck that I've been posting on YouTube. The general idea of the deck is just to mill your opponents but also you're able to be very aggressive with 12 creatures that pump themselves up whenever an ally enters the battlefield. Along with the Halimar Excavators and the aggro creatures, you have 4 Jari Shapeshifters that are able to copy any ally, and 4 Phantasmal Images, which can copy any creature. 2 Expedition Envoys just for early game interaction and being able to block your opponent's creatures right away. And then you have Harabaz Druids to add a bunch of mana so that eventually, if you can return to the ranks a few allies from your graveyard, copy some Halimar Excavators after milling yourself, and mill your opponent out, or you can return to the ranks and pump up all your other creatures just to be able to swing through all their blockers. You also have Kabira Evangels, which allow you to gain protection from a creature or a color. And in the sideboard, we've got another Expedition Envoy. I didn't really have very much. This is kind of a budget list. Not fully budget, but I was only able to afford so much. You have Path Exiles, 1 extra in the sideboard, 3 in the main. You have your Ondu Clerics against the Burn matchup, along with Core Firewalkers. Rest in Pieces in case you're playing against Dredge or any other really graveyard deck. Even Grixis Delver or any of the other Delver decks. Mana Leaks, just in case you need to be able to out-tempo your opponents. Counter their board wipes, what have you. Dromoka's Commands is another kill spell, also gets rid of Eidolon and prevents damage from a burn spell. And then you have your relics for more graveyard hate. Sideboard is still a work in progress, along with the main board. It's just kind of a brew that I threw together in about 10 minutes. For lands, I have 2 Temple Gardens, 2 Hallowed Fountains, and a Breeding Pool for the shocks. And then for basics, we have 5 total. 2 islands, a forest, and 2 plains. And then we have 2 glacial fortresses and 2 sun petal groves so that we don't have to hurt ourselves with every land. Along with 2 Gavany townships to bump our team up, and 4 ally encampments, which comes in clutch a lot of the time. Because you're able to sacrifice it and return an ally you control to its owner's hand. And the nice thing about the way that this deck works is you don't necessarily have to follow one strategy. You can follow multiple. You can mill them, you can copy their creatures with Phantasmal Image, and I mean, you can control the board a little bit with your paths. Your Aether Vials can give late game interaction that they won't expect. Like if they have the Liliana out, then you can save one of your creatures or even just play around it. And it's just a really fun deck. It's really janky. Something you can take to your FNMs, and you might not win every game, but you'll have fun playing it, as long as you can remember your triggers. And it's just a fun deck to play.